Oh, I'm on the camera right now. So am I rolling? So I got her a Cabernet, and I'm not a wine drinker, but she always likes Cabernet. So that was my first pick, was to get a Cabernet, and this was also highly recommended by Vicky. And then I told Vicky I wanted a second bottle, and I wanted her to pick something for somebody who loves Cabernet. So we got Nano's Cellar Wine, which I believe is a secret mix, a secret blend. So hopefully Stephanie loves this one too. And the prices were reasonable. One of the bottles was $24, one was $20.
Hey everybody, I'm Jeremy. I'm the host of the RV Atlas podcast and the author of Where Should We Camp Next? This summer, Sean the camera guy and I are hitching up and heading out on a huge adventure, and we are going to take you along for the ride. From boondocking to beach camping, we are going on 8 great camping trips and sharing our best tips and tricks along the way. This is Let's Go Camping with Go RVing. Hello everybody and welcome to episode 2 of Let's Go Camping with Go RVing. On this episode, we are staying overnight at a Harvest Host location. Harvest Host is a membership program that invites RV owners with self-contained RVs to spend the night at over 3,000 locations that include wineries, breweries, distilleries, farms, and more. The yearly membership is very affordable and it offers a wide variety of incredible overnight stays from coast to coast. So we are here at Natalie Vineyards in beautiful Cape May County, New Jersey, not too far away from some of the most beautiful beaches in my home state. And we're going to give you 8 tips for having your own awesome stay at a Harvest Host location. Tip number 1. So before you even get a Harvest Host membership, you need to know that your RV must be self-contained. And what Harvest Host means by that is that you have to have your own interior bathroom, your own holding tanks for that bathroom, and your own interior kitchen. So know before you go. Tip number 2, and this might be the most important tip of all. When you first arrive at a Harvest Host location, you are required to check in with your host and get instructions for where you can park your RV. Today was a perfect example. We arrived this morning and our host gave us a couple of options for where we could park the RV for the night, and she even told us not to park the RV right over there because they have a bird nesting on the property. So remember, this is not a campground with defined sites. You need to find out where you can park your RV for the night by checking in with your host. Tip number 3, if you are traveling with a towable RV, I might consider not unhitching it for the night, leaving it hitched up to your tow vehicle. It'll save you some time in the morning and allow you to get out of here a little bit more quickly. Unless, of course, you plan on exploring the area around your Harvest Host location the night before you leave. Tip number 4, if your host allows it, get involved in the process and try to learn something new. Whether you're at a winery, a brewery, a distillery, or a farm, some of your hosts will allow you to kind of get behind the scenes and see some of the work they are doing. Today, Sean and I got invited back behind the winery to watch them crushing cranberries for a special cranberry wine. It was really cool to see the inner workings of Natalie Vineyards here in Cape May. Tip number 5, and this one is really, really important too. Make sure you make a purchase at the Harvest Host location before you leave. About an hour ago, we headed into the winery and I picked out 2 bottles of wine to bring home for my wife, Stephanie. It's just a way of showing gratitude and appreciation to your host for them letting you stay overnight on their awesome properties. Tip number 6. Don't assume that you can cook outside at a Harvest Host location. In fact, many of the locations do not allow you to cook outside, which is why you need to have a self-contained kitchen of your own in your RV. But some locations will allow you to bring out your grill and cook dinner at your campsite. So I asked my host here at Natalie Vineyards if I could cook dinner and bring my grill out, and he said that would be just fine. So we did make some steaks for dinner during our stay. Tip number 7. Dogs are allowed at most Harvest Host locations, but you should check in with your host and see where they are allowed on the property. There might be certain locations where they do not want you to walk your dog and certain locations where they're okay with it. And of course, you want to keep your dog on leash at all times when they are outside of your RV. Tip number 8. Don't overstay your welcome at a Harvest Host location. Harvest Host stays are overnight and for 24 hours max. So make sure you pack up and leave at the appointed time for you to leave. Don't wait for your host to ask you to leave. This is not a campground. They're running an entirely different business, and they expect you to pack up and go when it is time for you to go. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 2 of Let's Go Camping with Go RVing. 8 tips for enjoying a Harvest Host location. And thank you so much to our hosts, Natalie Vineyards here in Cape May County, New Jersey. We really appreciate that they allowed us to camp here overnight. If you want to find out more about RVing or find a dealer near you, head on over to GoRVing.com.